Put a Ring on It is finally back. And guys, just like Eric's hairline, sometimes you just gotta let it go. Was that rude? Was that rude? Well, guys, bald heads are in. Like, it's okay. It's fine. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Taste of Reality. If you are new to this channel, my name is Queen E, and I do reviews on TV shows. This one being Put a Ring on It Season 2. Okay, Season 2 is looking good, y'all. Before we get into the review on episode 1, please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a video, and let's get into the review. So for those who don't know the premise of Put a Ring on It, basically it is 3 long-term relationships who are at a crossroads of whether or not they should part ways or get married. A lot of them have had the conversation of marriage and just have decided that maybe they're not ready, or maybe there's still some issues that are holding them from making that commitment. And child, Dr. Nicole did not leave no page unread. Speaking of pages, each couple was told to write down what their rules were when their partner goes on a date.
No texting, no phone calls, no kissing.
No kissing, no licking, no sticking.
Listen, Dr. Nicole said, not this year. Not this year. Tear it up, no rules. I love it.
Take the piece of paper with your rules and rip them up. This time, on your dates, there will be no rules and no boundaries.
This is great because I feel like last season, the thing that really held people back was the fear of the backlash from your partner, which you're gonna get regardless of whether or not there are solid rules. But I just like the fact that she's made it clear that anything goes. And it kind of gives them that leeway of like, well, you know, I'm really just trying to experience the process, which, guys, dear future husband, dear future boyfriend, I guess, don't you dare think we're ever going on a show like this, okay? Because I'm telling you, we're leaving single. The show is a madness. All right, we're gonna start with Eric and Jessica. They have been dating for 4 years and they were introduced to each other on Instagram. Their biggest issue on why they cannot get engaged is the fact that Jessica has trust issues that stemmed from Eric's NFL career.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I was kind of jealous, and I blame that on football.
You know, she became territorial, and over time, we had a few bumps in the road.
Eric's first date is Shamara, who honestly, guys, and it's not even that they're both light-skinned. If you're not paying attention, these two look the same. Like, if Shamara had blonde hair or if Jessica had black hair, you would blink and you would think, same chick. So I don't know if it's that he has a type or something, but whoa.
Oh.
Hi. How are you doing?
Wow. You just walked up in here?
Introduce yourself.
No.
On the date, though, Eric discloses that the beginning of their relationship actually started off with infidelity.
That's how we actually got together.
Ooh,
Because
so it
I
started
had
out.
her, somebody else, and
Player.
yeah.
Well, of course she has trust issues. If you were out here balancing this person, and that person, like, of course I would have, you know, issues with you being around other people or the fact that what did he say? He said, well, if you didn't claim any of them, like, is it really infidelity? Something to that nature. And I'm thinking to myself, especially if you're the one who ended up getting chose, yeah, it still feels like infidelity because you're thinking to yourself like, well, how many are waiting in the wings while I'm here? Yeah, you picked me, but am I still the only pick, you know? And this was exposed further at the group session.
I know Eric, and I know how his mind works. It's a lot when it comes to Eric and trust. I do.
Well, I have a lot of work to do.
Dr. Nicole is asked about, you know, how, Dr. Nicole asks Jessica how she feels about this whole situation, and she, poor thing, she discloses that her greatest fear is that he just wants to sleep around with other people, and that if they were to break up, he wouldn't even go back into a new relationship. He would just hoe around again. This is a huge chip to keep on your shoulder, like a huge one. And I'm wondering to myself, like, why would you want to commit to somebody Not necessarily why, because I get it. Love is love. It's hard to let somebody go. But if you constantly have a fear that he's going to cheat on you, you want to marry him? That's not going to change with a ring. I can guarantee you that. So when Eric is given the option of choosing a second date with Shamara or picking somebody new, he says no, and his response is not what catches our attention. It's actually Jessica's.
You have a very stark difference when he's gonna tell you something that you don't wanna hear. Your whole situation is like a 5-alarm fire. It's not sustainable.
She is so primed for bad news that she makes her demeanor like defensive, and she's kind of on the attack before she even knows what's coming. And that is scary. That is scary, girl. This is self-sabotage. And okay, I just also have to make a note before we get too far into this video. Guys, when I like commenting on these people, it's just a review. It's just a television show to me. Like, I'm not doing a real analysis. I'm not these people's therapist. Don't take it personal. But if you take it personal, I guess that's your business. But guys, I'm not coming for these people's lives. I'm just watching a TV show with y'all, okay? Okay. Sean and Laronda have been dating for 3 years, and they too met on Instagram. When it comes to their relationship, though, there seems to be no issues in terms of the quality of the relationship, how they get along with each other. The biggest thing is that Sean doesn't feel like he's in a place financially where he can make that commitment to be in a marriage.
As a man, I want to stand on my own 2 feet before I actually get married.
What I hear is a bunch of excuses.
Sean's date this week is a lady named Rachel, and honestly, I noted that Rachel was the only one who didn't really match his partner's vibe. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I just thought that was interesting. On the date, Sean discloses that his issue with Laronda is the fact that their communication, honesty, and vulnerability is crippled.
I want to make sure that I'm with somebody and taking that next step with somebody that's, willing to be completely open and honest with me. Right now, with Laronda, it's just, been somewhat of a struggle to not have those open lines of communication.
So my question is, when you've been with this person for 3 years, right? And you are questioning whether or not you want to be married to them, and you still have a problem with vulnerability and honesty, who are you marrying? If this person has not been able to give their whole self to you, if this person hasn't been able to open up, this person hasn't been able to tell you the truth or maybe articulate their feelings and stuff like that, why are you even debating marriage? There are still so many things you need to work towards before marriage, money aside. These two, I feel like there's something deeper here that we're not yet uncovering, and I'm waiting to see what it is. In the group session, Laronda's threats get called out by Dr. Nicole.
The threats.
That's not a threat. That's reality.
Actually, the way you position it,
Okay, it's a threat.
not a threat, but utilized to control.
Ooh.
I know.
It's interesting to see how she didn't even recognize what she was doing while she was doing it. Though it wasn't overtly a threat like, do this or else, but it's like, girl, you are establishing control here. You're establishing, there will be repercussions for the things that you do. And it's like, do you just move with like fear, like move by instilling fear in him? Like, this is not no way to build a relationship, y'all. I am concerned. Now, Sean is given the choice of whether or not he wants a second date with Rachel, and he says no, but it's only because Rachel is too perfect.
I really think she was almost too perfect. And I don't want to put myself in a situation where kind of just shakes up things that we already have.
How are you going to have a problem that somebody is too good for you and you don't want to shake the table? You're on the show to shake the shake it. Shake it.
Try it. Try it. Try it. With me if you want to. It's not a good day. Okay?
He feels as if she was just too good to be true, and if it comes out to be too good to be, to be that good, yes, he fears losing Laronda. Well, you're just gonna have to find out, huh? That's why y'all came on the show. Just saying. Moving on to Darian and Alexis, they have been dating for 14 years on and off, and they met back when Alexia was back in college. So though the relationship was on and off for the 14 years, it was because of career differences and the distance. And even through all of that, they still found their way back to each other every time. Biggest problem though for making this commitment is that Darian fears the things that might change by making the marriage commitment.
I've seen that title and that ring destroy people. I don't want to just get married and then, like most marriages, all the fun stop.
This is actually a rational fear, in my opinion. A lot of people fear that, once we get married, like things are going to change and stuff. And it can happen sometimes, especially with women who, and I'm not saying this is Alexia, but women who strive for the ring and the ring alone. And once they get it, who is this chick? It's a whole different person. And he also alluded to the fact that there were people in his family too who were changed by that commitment. Man, although I think it's a rational fear, I don't think it's a big enough fear to not want to go ahead with it. So Kai, Kai is Darian's date, and wow. Darian better be careful because he has heart eyes, y'all. All he sees is love when it comes to this girl. Like she's stunning. She's giving him, what he wants when it comes to like the flirting, the qualities, her character. Like, better be careful. He couldn't even keep it together when he was relaying the date to his girlfriend. Child, I would have threw a table.
What she had on, what she smelt like. She was well put together. Usually girls with breasts like that, they bring me in the breast, but it wouldn't.
Now he's running the risk right now by making comparisons between Kai and Alexia. And here's the thing. Of course, Kai is going to look like the better option because she's new. Something is fresh, something is vibrant, something is a difference from what you've had for the last 14 years. It's going to be more enticing. It's going to be more exciting. But it's great that he's taking in the experience, but he's slighting his partner at the same time. And I feel like you got to be real careful with this one.
You telling me some woman showed you something in one day that I haven't showed you in 14 years? Like, don't compare me to another woman, with any woman.
This is why it is important to date your partner, okay? Don't get too comfortable with this person. Yeah, you've decided to spend the rest of your life together, but there's still a person who likes to be romanced, who likes to be wooed. Like, keep that fire alive, guys. This man is saying, like, she reminds me of how Alexia used to be. Well, date Alexia then. Like, do the things y'all used to do that made you giddy about each other, that got you excited when you saw her. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to have your eye wander to something new and to be like, oh, she's giving me all that I'm missing. Well, yeah, you guys have gotten comfortable and you guys have gotten complacent in your relationship. Darian's decision on whether or not to go on a second date with Kai leaves us on a cliffhanger, even though we see her in the promo for the whole season, so she's definitely coming back. This season looks exponentially better than last year.
All 6 of you will be going on dates at the same time.
Is this even more awkward?
Definitely.
Oh, and at the same location as your partner.
My only hope for this season is that people don't propose out of fear of looking bad or fear of rejection, because, child, some of them people who got on that knee, I said, why are you doing that? One of them's already broken up already. Like, you see, wasting time. I hope that people actually take in this process and really decide whether or not we are ready to be married. And if you're iffy, in my opinion, that's a no. I feel like when it comes to marriage, you should know with your whole heart that, this is it. This is the person. I'm cleaving to you and we're going to make this work. Granted, fear is a difference from being iffy. Of course, there's going to be fear. But fear and cold feet, you have cold feet? And we've been together how long? No. So I want to see these couples really take it in. I'm ready for the fire of the season. Ooh, y'all. Whether or not we're gonna do live watch parties is still up in the air. Next month is a little hectic for me, so I don't want to commit to something that I cannot deliver on, but I hope that you stay tuned. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe as usual, and I'll catch you guys in another video.